We are kicking things off with Norwalk City Council. The Norwalk City Council voted unanimously to increase the proposed operating budget by $1.2 million to boost the Board of Education's budget increase from 4% to 4.5%. This significant move is a last-ditch effort to secure vital funding for the school district, potentially helping to restore essential positions and services that are currently on the chopping block, including free school meals. District officials say this action is an important step toward protecting staffing levels and maintaining the quality of education in Norwalk public schools.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we look at the long-term care crisis in New York. Long-term care providers are demanding a $50 million fix to the state funding formula because they argue that the current math is unfairly pushing resources away from those who need the most help, like individuals with dementia or significant mobility limitations. CEO Dan Savitt of VNS Health says this formula essentially took money from those who need it most and pushed it over those who don't need it as much. In property news, we have a look at the recent April transfers in Mount Vernon. Among the notable transactions was a 204-acre farm selling for a hefty $3 million. We will break down the details of this sale and other significant property movements that took place across the county during the last month. And finally, prepare for a major shakeup in the digital world. A new T-Mobile network for Christians is launching next week with a nuclear approach to online safety, aiming to block pornography and gender-related content across the entire network. This plan, driven by Radiant Mobile, is using network-level blocking that cannot be turned off by adult account owners, setting a new precedent for digital content control. Stay with us for the full story and more breaking news. The Norwalk City Council has voted to increase the city's operating budget by $1.2 million in a strategic effort to secure greater funding for the Norwalk Public Schools Board of Education. The unanimous decision raises the proposed 2026-27 budget increase for the Board of Education from 4% to 4.5%. This move is described as an attempt to extend a last-ditch effort to boost the district's finances. District officials stated that this funding could be crucial in restoring certain positions and services currently facing cuts, including the provision of free school meals. Superintendent Alexandra Estrella expressed encouragement, framing the action as an important step to protect staffing levels and maintain educational quality. However, Estrella noted that the Board of Education's original request was for a 6.5% increase, meaning the current 4.5% figure requires a $4.8 million reduction in the overall budget. Addressing the remaining funding gap will necessitate difficult decisions, potentially involving non-wage-related cuts at the school level and staffing or service reductions at the district level, which could impact student support services. Furthermore, the district is managing an unprecedented rise in employee health insurance costs. The City Council President, Josh Goldstein, explained that the 4.5% increase was designed to find common ground with the Board of Estimate and Taxation, BET, which had previously voted to reduce the school district's budget increase from the City Council's recommended 4.9% down to 4%. Councilman Jan DeGenshin highlighted significant resident concern, noting an influx of emails requesting the City Council to push the BOE's increase back up to 4.9%. He cautioned that once the budget is set, the charter prevents overriding it, emphasizing that the current proposal is a compromise. Councilman at-large Colin Hostin stressed the broad impact of the funding, asserting that public education benefits nearly everyone in the city. Mayor Barbara Smythe urged the BET to accept the olive branch during its special meeting on May 6, emphasizing the importance of modeling compassion and cooperation for the students and staff who represent the future of Norwalk Public Schools. The BET has until May 14 to approve the budget. New York long-term care providers are urgently seeking $50 million in state funding to address perceived inequities in the current funding formula for the state's managed care system. Providers argue that recent changes to the state formula are disproportionately favoring patients with fewer medical needs over those with complex conditions such as dementia or significant mobility limitations. Dan Savitt, CEO of VNS Health, stated that the current structure effectively took money from the people that need it the most and pushed it over the people that don't need it as much. The demand for immediate funding aims to stabilize the system while lawmakers pursue a long-term solution. State Senator Cordell Clear, chair of the Senate Aging Committee, highlighted the critical need for support, questioning where individuals without home care options will end up, noting they are currently directed toward state facilities or hospitals. Clear is actively collaborating with Assemblymember Amy Paulin, who heads the Assembly's Health Committee, on legislation intended to stabilize the funding pool. Meanwhile, legislative action is moving in divergent directions. State Senator Gustavo Rivera, leader of the Senate Health Committee, has sponsored a bill proposing to scrap the managed long-term care system entirely and revert to a fee-for-service model, arguing the current system is failing its intended purpose. These bills are currently progressing through their respective committee stages. Negotiations regarding the necessary budget allocations are ongoing, with no agreement anticipated until the first week of May at the earliest. Mount Vernon, April saw a diverse range of property transfers, highlighted by a significant $3 million sale of a 204-acre farm. The transaction underscores ongoing activity in the local real estate market. Other notable transactions from April 1 through April 29 include several residential and agricultural sales. A $700,000 cash grain or general farm transfer occurred for $18,262 Worcester RD, while agricultural vacant land at 0 Worcester RD was sold for $300,000. Residential transfers were frequent, with sales ranging from $15,000 for vacant land at 0 Crabapple Doctor to $416,000 for 12,700 Hilltop Doctor. Significant residential property movements included the sale of 21,899 Sycamore RD for $250,000 and 817 Highland Hills Doctor for $330,000. In the commercial sector, various parcels were transferred, including a timber commercial property for $283,980 on Divan RD, and several commercial vacant land deals, such as one for $45,000. Agricultural land transfers were also prominent, with large sales such as a $1,235,000 transfer for 2 parcels at 0 Old Delaware RD, and other significant sales totaling over $1.89 million for agricultural uses at 0 Upper Fredericton RD. The data reflects a dynamic market, with transactions spanning residential, agricultural, and commercial sectors across Mount Vernon and surrounding areas. A new U.S.-wide cell phone network specifically marketed to Christians is set to launch next week, employing a stringent, network-level approach to online safety by blocking pornography and content related to gender and transgender issues. The service will be operated by Radiant Mobile, a new mobile virtual network operator, MVNO, partnering with T-Mobile. The plan introduces a nuclear approach to content filtering. Experts in network security note that blocking pornography at the network level is a significant development, marking the first time a U.S. cell plan has implemented such a measure that cannot be disabled even by adult account holders. Furthermore, the service will roll out an optional but default-on filter targeting sexual content related to gender and trans issues across all plans. Paul Fisher, founder of Radiant Mobile, stated the goal is to create a Jesus-centric environment void of pornography, LGBT content, and transgender material. Fisher is marketing the plan through Christian influencers and outreach to thousands of churches, offering a model where Radiant Mobile can donate a portion of subscribers' monthly fees to their respective churches. Fisher also has international ambitions, targeting countries with significant Christian populations like South Korea and Mexico. The technology underpinning the blocks is provided by the Israeli cybersecurity firm Allot, which categorizes websites into over 100 categories, including pornography, violence, malware, and even sex like Satanism. Unlike app-based blockers, this network-level blocking is described as a blunt instrument, capable of blocking content even when users are not using specific apps. This method of network-level censorship is not new, being utilized by authoritarian governments, but the implementation on a commercial cell plan that cannot be removed by adults is novel. The challenge lies in the subjectivity of content categorization. For instance, content related to gender identity is managed by grouping it under a sexuality category. Fisher illustrated this with an example involving Yale University, where a specific subsection focused on trans equality could be blocked while the main university site remained accessible. To address the content gap, Radiant Mobile plans to offer access to a library of religious content, including AI-generated Bible videos featuring characters like Cinderella and Tinker Bell, developed with a conservative perspective. Cybersecurity experts remain cautious. David Chofnes, a computer science professor, expressed technical doubts about the firewall's effectiveness, noting the difficulty in creating a comprehensive list of all problematic websites. He suggests that while the internet can be toxic, a sledgehammer approach of blocking content may not be the optimal solution, advocating for an open internet. Fisher's career shift from fashion modeling to building a faith-based telecommunications network reflects a desire to address perceived crises within the faith community, particularly concerning pornography use among pastors. The venture has secured $17.5 million in investment, including support from Compax Ventures, which acts as the technical intermediary between Radiant Mobile and T-Mobile.